Welcome to Coley Farms.
You are Steve Coley with Coley Farms, right?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And located where?
We're in Sumner County. We're right between Gallatin and Hendersonville on Upper Station Camp.
So tell us about your bees and your honey and why you're involved in bees and what you do with these bees.
Well, I started out, I'm a third generation on this farm, and we've had bees here most of the time. And when I was a child, we had orchards, and we had to have them then for pollinations. And then as we grew out of it, the orchards went to the side and kind of got out of the bee business. But
Here in Tennessee, you had orchards?
Right here on this farm.
Oh, right here on this property.
And so later on, I decided to get a couple of hives again, and then split them off, and we grew, and we've decided to do pollinations and some other people.
So how many hives do you have here?
We have somewhere a little better than 400 right now.
Whoa, right here?
Yep,
That's
right now.
Great.
So we've got, we do two different things. We do the honey and we do pollinations. So we're kind of.
So talk to us about pollinations. What is, when you say that you do pollinations, talk to us about what that means for people that don't know anything about bees.
Well, at this, it's a kind of an ugly time for us to say that we don't have enough insects in the world to pollinate our food, but we're at that point, and the bigger producers of fruits and vegetables, some have to have bees to. You bring them in and they pollinate the vegetables and the fruit so they will produce.
Do you think it's not the fact that we don't have enough insects, or do you feel like the farmers are needing higher yield to produce more food?
Well, it could be a matter of both, but there's a lot of pesticides out there that, the urban area, suburban areas, they all use a little of it now, and the farmers, they use their portion too, no doubt about it, because it's just gotten where it's at a critical stage for the bees. We've got to have more people in the bee business. We're pretty local now. We do the almond in California in the spring. That's probably 90% of all commercial beekeepers do that, and that starts out the spring. And then we do strawberries here, and we do watermelons here, and it's local, so we're fortunate enough not to have to travel.
I know there's a really good watermelon. Your watermelon farm is in? Mostly
it's Robinson, Sumner, and reaches up into Simpson County and Logan County, Kentucky.
Okay. So, same with the strawberries?
The strawberries are local.
Okay.
Here in Smith County. So
you're just taking your bees to these different farms to produce this awesome fruit for all of us here in Middle Tennessee then? That's right. That is great.
We try to accommodate them.
So if you did not move your hives for pollination purposes, would it have any effect on the number of hives you have?
Well, we're at a point now that we have some hives designated just for honey, that we don't have to move them around.
Well, that's good.
Some of these boxes right here with the 3 and 4. We'll be pulling honey off of them.
Okay, so the ones that we're seeing here then are...
these will be, they're growing. They started out nukes. Nucleus.
Yeah.
And we'll be transferring them into eight frame boxes. you want to walk up here,
Sure.
I think we'll be safe.
Yeah. When someone comes to you and says, I want to get into beekeeping, what's one of the first things you tell them?
To join their local bee club.
Okay. And that's because you get a mentor, you get information.
There's so many things, and everybody does it different. So, you know, and there's a lot of ideas there, and most of them, they suit the individual. Not they're good or they're bad. They're all just, but you'll find what works for you. It's not a, if you want to do it, I'd say it's doable. You know, just a few things to do, and the bees will do the rest.
That's right. Okay. Okay. What could the community do to help support you more than what they're doing now, even? Or what kind of things do they currently do to support you as a beekeeper, and what can they do to continue to support you as a beekeeper?
Well, I think the most important thing is to realize that we do have bees, and not to use that poison or something that hurts the bees. You know, we don't need that. That's for sure.
So do you think, though? So U.S. Pest Protection is a company that has adopted the bee-friendly practices, where they apply the pesticide and insecticide and product to in and around people's homes, if to make sure that spiders, bed bugs, roaches, all the other different kinds of insects that can infest homes, wood-destroying organisms, that kind of thing, to protect the structures and the families. And then, of course, ticks. We have, you know, issues with ticks that people want to protect their pets and families from the yard. So the way that U.S. Pest currently does that is a way that's bee-minded and bee-friendly, where we don't apply product to the grass that hasn't been cut, so that we don't apply it on the blooms, and then we do IPM methods, and then we don't apply product without it being a controlled application, and we don't apply it to the blooms on bushes and whatnot. Is that a good way to approach it?
I think it ought to be an industry standard.
Yeah.
I think you're ahead of the game by doing that, and maybe some of the others will pick up on that. So that's,
so maybe there could be a balance, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I think it is. You're doing all the right things to make sure that we can keep them going. You know,
cool.
We've got to have them. I don't know of another pest company that would come out and support some insects, and y'all are going after it. This is what, the 5th year, and doing a fantastic job.
And you're sponsoring the 2022 Tennessee Honey Festival.
I'm gonna do what I can to help you.
Yeah, and we appreciate
y'all are ahead of the game when it comes time to recognize the honeybee.
Talk to us about the local honey. What is local honey in your opinion, and how local is your honey?
Well, personally, I think local honey is your designated area. I've got bees located all around the county, so my local, I can be standing somewhere in Sumner County and say it's local honey. You know. So, but it stretches out too. You know, I know most of the wildflowers and what they grab their pollen and stuff from is regional somewhat, you know. I think it is what you want it to be.
So Sumner County and Middle Tennessee, they could come to you and pretty much rest assured that they're getting the pollen.
I think somebody probably in Murfreesboro, you know, they would have the same allergies as somebody right here, you know.
Yeah. What is the most rewarding part of beekeeping?
Oh, really meeting people like y'all and getting to just be with the nature all the time. So, that's what it is for me.
Yeah. So do you enjoy the sound of the bees?
Oh yeah. I can sit and be mesmerized by them, you know, for a while. On certain times, you know, if I'm having a bad day or something.
Yeah.
It's time to go see what they're doing, you know. You
are kind of known for your large jars of honey with your honeycomb, in them, and you have all kinds of great, beautiful honey that does crystallize. So what kind of honey are you going to have at the Tennessee Honey Festival this year?
Well, I hope it's as good as it has been in the past, that's for sure. And we have already extracted a little bit, so it's got a right good flavor to it. So we hope people be satisfied with it.
Will you have comb in your honey?
Well, that's we may have a few jars.
Okay.
You know, it's such a big job to have it, so we'll try to get a few jars out.
Do you add anything to any of your honey?
No, there may be some bee particles in there, but that's
So do you
pure.
filter your honey?
We use a strainer that we buy at Lowe's. I think it's 600 or 700 microns is what they call it.
Okay.
It fits over a 5-gallon bucket, and we just dip it through it and clean it.
Chiggerweed?
We always call it chiggerweed.
Oh, that's awesome. So do these come up a lot in this field?
They're around. They're just now they don't bloom until about June. It's one of the better flowers for the bee and butterfly. It attracts bees and butterflies both, and it's native to this area around.
And will it grow wild if they just don't cut their yard?
Oh yeah, it's growing wild right now. Watching chiggers now.
Does it have chiggers on it?
I'm Steve Coley with Coley Farms, and we'll see you at the Tennessee Honey Festival.